I'm going to show you guys one trick that I used a couple years ago in my geology class. When you're preparing a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, you need to consider your audience, what type of audience you're presenting your presentation to. And based on that, you want to do a presentation. When this presentation, the class was that you read an article and you do a presentation which will be a whole class. So the class, it was a graduate level class where it was led by the students. So the student would come in and lead it for the full 1 hour of the lecture. So I was given an article which is about 7 pages long. I had to read it and try to understand and do a presentation on it. In this presentation, I just only doing a couple of slides out of that long presentation, and basically it's about one site map. So we're going to look at one map that was given to me, and basically just to describe the background of this map. This is about, as you read from my title, it's about a landslide in Turkey. So we got a landslide area that is covered in this, delineated by this line. And we had an old highway that was going through this landslide, but it was keep eroding away, so it wasn't a good design. They did a different design in '92 that also part of it goes through the landslide. It wasn't any good. So in 2000, they're proposing a new roadway that would go through the between the two sides. So these are the hills going down, coming down, and there's the river right here. So the new road would go through it. So if it wasn't working on the side, let's go through it. It'll work. That was the idea. So what I did is I thought rather than doing this, let me convert this figure from the paper and look at the real picture. Let's look at the ground, because I'm presenting this to geologists. They want to look at the site rather than the map itself. So what I did is I went ahead and I found the area in Turkey where this landslide occurs. So what I did is I went to Google Earth and I overlaid my map on top of the Google Earth. Then what I did is I delineated the area that's moving. It's delineated by the red line. Then I faded that out. Converted that map into actual ground. So if I actually turn the light off just a little bit, you could actually see what was described on this map by the actual site, that these are the rocks, this is the loose material that keep eroding away. And actually, if you look at it, this is the highway that was being used, and from there they were going to go to a new alignment. And this is the old highway that was filled back in 1992. So I thought it was a good way of presenting to my audience and getting their attention that I went from a map to actual site. So in this presentation, I'm just going to show how I did this. That's the only trick that I'm showing in my presentation. But just to kind of point out, the new highway, the old one is up there. This is the one they were using. And the site around it. And site mass that's moving down. From the side, you can look at it. Here's the rocks, the area that's moving. Going to go through this quickly. The other side. How did I do this? And that's what I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to go and so what I did is actually, as you've seen, it's a PDF paper that I would receive, and from there I convert this into a Google Earth. So basically, what I did is I cut and paste this map. This is just a map cut to just exactly the same size I want, and then I right-click on it and I converted this to a picture. So I convert this to save as a picture, and I'm going to save it to my desktop. We'll call it picture 2 and save it to desktop. I'm going to sit down. Once you save it to your desktop, you go back and open Google Earth. Find where this area is. For this presentation, I did not want to go back and find where this highway was actually between Istanbul and one other city. So, but to show the point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, add image overlay. I'm going to name my image. I'm going to link it. I place it on desktop. And as you can see, the reason I was converting this into a picture is because it'll only take pictures that are in this format down here. So I'm going to open it. Oh, I need to actually get it first, right? Picture 2. And the picture is overlaid. Well, it's way too big. I don't want that, right? So I'm going to cancel this. I need to zoom in and actually find the area that I want to overlay it on. I'm going to lay it just for the discussion purposes. We know it belongs in somewhere in Turkey. Not here. Okay. Now, let's say when you did it, you really aren't satisfied with the map, the way it's laid out. Maybe you want to rotate it, make it smaller, stretch it out. You go back to properties, and then you could play around with the map. You can make it smaller, and then zoom in if it was too big. You could rotate it if you want to get to the exact size that you want this map to be. Actually, I had laid out one other map earlier, so I'm just going to look at that. Same map, but if I rotate it from an angle, as you can see, now I could see the slopes of the ground. I'm going to go back to properties. Now, what I did earlier was that,
That's Google Earth still?
this is still Google Earth. So what I did is I went to the top view, go back to properties, and I took a snapshot of this by doing transparency. So I just took different snapshot at different rate, and right now it's 100% transparency, so I don't see any map underneath. And I took a snapshot and I brought it into my presentation. So if you could see, I got different pictures that were overlaid on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I just gradually went from the actual map to the ground. Just wanted to share that trick with you guys, and that's how I converted this into an actual ground. And thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Tariq. I think that might actually be something useful for many folks.
We can remember it.
So maybe perhaps he could write up those little instructions and put it up on the